GloomHaven, a turn-based co-op dungeon crawler based on the great tabletop game of the same name. There is a story, apparently, but just like the music and original visuals, it is a backdrop for the actual gameplay. The party, of up to 4 misfits that work together and just as much against each other, faces a variety of enemies that do way too much damage. Throughout the campaign, you can equip new items, gain and upgrade skills, complete quests that unlock new characters, and forcibly retire your existing character, which can be avoided. Unlike bugs, you cannot avoid bugs. If you only wish to hear the conclusion of this review, you may skip towards the end of the video to the appropriately named section. For the rest of us, let's see what this game is all about. Your main base is the city of GloomHaven. It has 2 stats: wealth, which determines the starting level of new characters, as well as the amount of items in the shop, and reputation, which lowers the costs of said items. Quick note, small items are not consumable. They refresh cost-free after combat. Yeah. Apparently potions are solar powered here, and once you step outside the dark and damp dungeon, it is brand new again. Besides items, each character has a deck of random attack modifiers that are drawn each time they perform an action. This can further be improved as you level up, but do yourself a favor and enable this option. Nullify attack modifiers are a nightmare that make me hate myself.
N-a poda. 4 la rând.
5.
5.
Stai un pic. Your character has a number of cards representing their abilities. I hate when RNG dictates tactics instead of my own stupidity. However, no randomness or drawing cards here. You have access to all abilities you equip at all times. You unlock new ones as you level up, and later you can even upgrade them, adding new effects, increasing their AoE, or just a flat number increase. Besides their displayed abilities, cards can also be sacrificed for either ignoring an attack or refreshing all used cards. Again, sacrificing is not permanent. Once you leave the dungeon, they perform photosynthesis and are alright again. Since this is usually used when taking an ungodly amount of damage, we can just say it hit so hard you got temporary amnesia. Before the start of each turn, you select 2 cards and perform the upper option of one and the lower of the other. This has a variety of effects: movement, damage, generating XP, or interacting with elements. They can either create one to be used by yourself or your party, or consume one for extra effects. And by that, I mean they will take elements you create that you will need and not even tell you beforehand. The missions take place in dungeons. There are a few of them, about half of them boil down to commit genocide. However, some have more interesting objectives, such as rushing and protecting a tree, looting an item, or killing a certain enemy. Not all enemies are active at once. A dungeon is separated into rooms, which are inactive until you open them. Just make sure you are ready to run once opening a door. These guys might have been sleeping till now, but all of them attacking at once can be brutal. You will be fighting some interesting creatures in this game. Pot-bellied zombies that damage themselves while moving. Milk-based mutants, like, seriously, what were you when you were still breathing? That mold that you have in the corner of your room multiplying at an alarming rate. And kleptomaniac rats, other than the ones in your party, that is. Let's talk about your characters. You get to choose a class out of 6 choices. Then there's a quest associated with this character, their reason for adventuring, which, once completed, a new character will be unlocked and the current one leaves. Note that I have played a single character throughout this entire campaign by selecting a quest that can easily be avoided. Sorry, Craigie, you ain't going home. You can, at any point, create a new one. For example, while one of our friends left, we created 2 new characters for ourselves, and played that to unlock other classes and further progress the town. It is a nice feature for those that do not want their party to play without them, as they fear they will fall behind. Also, it allows new players to join in at any time since you'll always have some lower level characters due to the retirement mechanic. So, what classes do we actually have? The Thing, a tanky character that is as proficient at healing allies as well as damaging them, and places boulders through the map, annoying friends and foes alike. Elsa, a versatile elemental frost mage that can never risk burning this card. Mojo Jojo, a support that grants heals and grants cards to allies. A Skaven clan rat, a rodent that spreads debuffs like the plague and can mind control enemies. The Bigfoot Chupacabra hybrid, a tank that will install you a front door and then drive his car through it. And lastly, Anne Bonny, an absolute damage monster that dies at the slightest inconvenience. Next up are the characters you can unlock. Cthulhu Spawn, a powerful AoE debuffer that believes friendly fire is friendly. Rexar, a summoner that just sits AFK and tells his Tekken bear to absolutely maul everything. Mercy, heal, heal, and heal. The Devil, he tempts you with overpowered abilities but will take the joy out of your runs by how OP he is. Leona, when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, they fall in love and have a child. Casper, he just executes everyone regardless of health or shields, which makes him run out of cards. Jaskier, insane buffs bard. Legolas, I think we all know what this one does. Summoner, again, same thing. The Ancient One that creates and uses multiple elements a turn. And lastly, Dummy Mummy, a masochistic damage dealer that gets stronger the lower health she is. Okay, so now that we know the mechanics, how does the game actually play out? When we first started playing this game, being offended by the game's suggestion of having the easy difficulty as the recommended one, we selected normal. This very soon proved to be a fatal flaw. Combat 1, turn 1, first attack.
Acum, fain a început,
Ai, ai.
5 left. Early on, this game can be really difficult. Every dungeon felt like we could barely make it, and pretty much stays so as the game scales with the number and levels of players. Throughout the missions, we have to balance between bursting enemies and pacing ourselves, and preserving our cards. We have to constantly coordinate. You may select a card that has insane damage, only to see that your ally wipes the floor with your target this turn, or perhaps they leave, exiting your range. And while the board game states that we are not supposed to disclose certain facts, like initiative, I will not let a piece of cardboard tell me what to do. While teamwork is somewhat necessary, it will not always occur. You get incentivized to help each other, like in most other games, but you are also encouraged to just forsake your entire party and go steal that gold over there, which, considering our nationality, we promptly did. There is also the player-specific quests that you get each mission, meaning that you can still make gains even if the party fails. Furthermore, having no trading but personal loot means that distributing gold often devolves into a full choir of monkey screams. I like this. It feels more rewarding to be able to choose to work together rather than having it be the only option. However, this is not the only reason you'll get screamed at. Friendly fire. Get used to it, it is a thing. I'd rather do 2 damage to you rather than letting 2 enemies live that could probably kill you. The game has some great moments like blocking all nearby tiles so a boss cannot summon more monsters, or setting up an insane damage combo. Before we move further, we have to talk about the technical side of things, however. The game looks and sounds pretty good, however, there are bugs, and I mean a large amount of them. There's crashes, desyncs, especially when creating a new character. There are UI issues, cards suddenly no longer displaying tooltips or being unclickable. There's also issues with spells not correctly displaying upgrades sometimes. And all of these are not something new. They have been for some time, and considering they are still here, I believe they'll never really be fixed. There is also a workshop for this game with some interesting mods, however, nothing too crazy. In conclusion, GloomHaven is a combat-oriented experience I enjoyed. whether coordinating with friends or looking out for my own interests. There is enough choice and restriction to get the player engaged and strategizing at every stage of their actions. Combat feels challenging at all times by throwing higher numbers and more varied enemies at you. Your own classes are rather unique, with wildly different playstyles and builds further augmented by character customization and itemization. It contains 2 DLCs, Jaws of the Lion, that adds 4 new classes, plus enemies, maps, and items. And Solo Scenarios DLC, which are a set of challenges to be done by yourself. Overall, good additions. I had a great time playing this, and the price of $35 that drops to $14 during sales is good enough. I am a bit reluctant to recommend this one due to the numerous bugs it has. However, should you be able to stomach them, a great experience lies underneath. More reviews on the channel, and I will see you next time.
For God's sake.
Yeah, bam.
Mauna kita delay yun.